Chapter 7. Registration is the keystone to brand protection. Before I tell you the details of Chapter 7, I want to share that this is one of, if not the favorite chapter of mine in the book for three reasons. The first reason is I think it's a wonderful metaphor about trademark protection, which you'll hear about in a moment. The second reason is it brings up wonderful memories of a great family vacation, which you'll hear about in a moment. And the third reason I'm going to save for the end of this brief chapter, and you can hear about a brand that perfectly encapsulates the Keystone. While there are many incredible sites and millennia of history to write about in the city of Rome, one feature is central to all the great buildings there: arches. From the first basic structures to the Colosseum, from the castles to the bridges and aqueducts, archways were central to building large and lasting structures. The most important part of any arch is the keystone, the center stone at the top of the arch that supports the weight above and creates the entryway below. The Roman Colosseum, which has stood for centuries, was essentially arch built upon arch built upon arch over and over again. Without the keystone at the heart of this architecture, such large and magnificent structures would not have been possible. And registration of a trademark is akin to the keystone of a brand's protection. While it is not a legal requirement, registration strengthens a brand's protection immeasurably and makes everything else related to the brand's growth, expansion, and protection easier and stronger. A creative and unique name is the first foundation upon which a brand protection is built. Trademark registration, like a keystone, provides tremendous support, allowing for greater growth. Now, you see the picture that has accompanied some of this chapter, if you're watching on video, is me in front of that Roman Colosseum on a wonderful trip to Italy and Rome over spring break a few years ago. And as I said, that's one of the reasons I love this chapter. The last reason that I love this chapter is a brand that does a great job with brand protection and has as its logo a keystone is Heinz ketchup and other food products. Take a look at their logo. It is actually the shape of a keystone for an archway. And it's great because it's unique, because it represents this strength and center item, and because Heinz is from Pennsylvania, which is known as the Keystone State. So for all those reasons, it's a great logo for Heinz. And if you look at some of their fancy ketchup packets or some of their fancy dispensers that you might see at like a ball game when you get a hot dog or a cheeseburger, the dispensers are actually in the shape of the Keystone logo, which is really next level brilliant branding. And that's the third and final reason that I love this Keystone chapter.